Hey everybody, how's it going? Playing around, making a video. I'm gonna build a bracket off of the base of my turbo and tie it onto the head as a support bracket. I'm not really sure if I need to do it, but I'm gonna go ahead and give it a shot and just make one and put it in there. If you look in here, right down here, here's the base of my turbo. This is the turbo base off of the manifold. And I'm going to tie it into this bolt and just try to bend it, and then I'm going to come over here and I think I'm going to probably twist it or do something with it to try to make it bolt into the head. So I'm going to try to make a bracket just come across here. Not really sure if I need to, because I keep looking at, here's the turbo manifold, and if you look at this casting here where it comes out, this turbo manifold is really heavy. I'm not really sure if I need one. I've looked around on the internet and I've tried to find out information to see if I can find anybody saying, yeah, you should have one. No, you shouldn't. My exhaust comes off and goes right down through the fender well, and I don't have any mounts or anything on that, any brackets on that, because it just comes down and my exhaust comes right off my turbo. That's the exhaust comes down, and then it comes right down underneath here, comes through the fender well, and it comes right down here, and then it just turns and it goes right out the fender right here. If it needs to, I think it can support itself on the fender. I might end up, I was thinking of maybe making a bracket in here somewhere and tying this side of it to something with some rubber mounts, but I haven't done that yet. So I think I'm going to start out and just play with a little piece of strap. So I will mess around a little bit and I'll come back and show you kind of what I'm doing. Thanks. Okay, here I am, I'm back. So I put the strap in the vise, bent it a little bit, and then took a pair of channel locks and just twisted it. So far this is what I've got. This is my turbocharger end, and it's just going to sit underneath the base of the turbo, and then it's going to come over, and somewhere over in here, probably right around in here somewhere, I'm going to have to drill a hole. That's going to be the fun part, trying to figure out how to get this thing decently snug here so it'll provide a little bit of strength and get the hole in the right place. So that's what I'm dealing with now. But for now, I just cut this, drilled a hole in it, kind of rounded off the edges right here, and just looking at, I'm going to try to put it back in on the turbo with the bolt underneath, and underneath the turbo, bolt it right up to the base, and then start looking at this side to where I've got to attach it to the head. And when I get a little closer to that, I'll be right back. Thanks. Okay, this is where I am. I've got the bracket bolted up to the bottom of the turbo, snug. And then what I did on the head side, if you can see that little tiny point? I know I'm in the light, trying to do it and keep you guys in the light. I have LEDs in this garage, but some days you'd never know it. So what I did is I took a bolt that fit in the hole in the head and cut it in half, and then I chucked it up in a drill and ground it to a point. So, and then I screwed it into the head. So that's what I have. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tap on the bracket and it should leave me a nice little center punch. And it looks like I've got my bend just about correct to where my center punch is going to come right in the middle. And so that's what I'm doing. That's how I'm going to figure out where my bolt is. I got to figure out where my bolt goes through, and I got to get it pretty straight so that I'm not cranking down on this stuff and creating a bunch of strain on the bracket, because the bracket's just there to kind of take up, just to kind of be a little bit of a backup for the cast. So that's what I'm doing now. I'll be back. Alrighty. Well, I scribed my little punch point in my bracket, and here it is. I just drilled a hole, and I just took it on the grinder and just ground it smooth, rounded the edges just to make it look decent, and I'm gonna just clean it up a little bit, and I'm gonna throw some paint on it, and I'll give you guys a shot of it when I put it back in there and bolt it in. Thanks. Alrighty, here it is, bolted from the head to the base of the turbo. Just sprayed a little bit of silver paint on it, and I have a turbo bracket. So that was fun. This is the little piece I made, and all I did was took a bolt that fit in the head, and I cut it in half and chucked it up in a drill and ground it down to a point on a grinder, on a bench grinder. So what I did is I threaded this into the hole right here where this bracket went, where this bolt is. I went ahead and threaded this into the hole, and then all I did is just took the bracket, lined it up, and just tapped on the bracket. And it gave me just a little tiny reference mark. So I'll have to try to put this away, and just in case I need it. And if not, I guess they're easy enough to make another one. So that's all I got for right now. Thanks. Y'all have a great day.